Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Wednesday morning. It's Stephen Whiteside here from the uptrend.com. In the pre-market this morning, stock index futures and commodities are currently trading above fair value. We've got gold trading higher, crude oil trading higher. Unfortunately, Bitcoin is trading down this morning in the pre-market. Now, we do have some delayed job numbers coming out this morning that could certainly change the direction of the market, but so far it looks like the market wants to do a little buying on Wednesday morning. Now, the fear index is still elevated, whether you're looking at the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, or the Russell 2000. They certainly came down yesterday, not enough to give us sell signals. So we've been making a series of higher highs, higher lows here, and that is telling us that the options traders in Chicago are still pessimistic about what's going to happen to the market, even though the Dow made a new all-time high. Of course, we talk about the Dow is a number that the public follows, the media follows, but the market is far more concerned with the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100, which unfortunately is still on a sell signal. Now, looking at the world of Bitcoin, Bitcoin is trading lower this morning, so any long ETF should be trading down today. Of course, the bear ETFs will be trading up. Hopefully, you've locked in some profits along the way, and then we have a partial position left, which we're just going to ride out as long as possible. Then looking at some of the stocks, there's Farms. It looks like the market is very interested in Bitfarms. It's been trading up into the channel for the past couple of days. Not as much interest for Bit Digital. Certainly not that much interest for Coinbase at the present time. Then Galaxy Holdings, Hive. A little more interest in Hive at the moment, but no sign of a buy signal coming into Wednesday's trading action. There's Mara, there's MicroStrategy having an inside day on Tuesday and getting pretty close to a buy signal. Of course, if we get buy signals in a stock like this outside of the direction of Bitcoin itself, then it's probably short covering because nobody's going to get into this stock, just without Bitcoin supporting the price level of the stock. Then moving on to the world of commodity ETFs, we've got the USO having an inside day on Tuesday, moving higher this morning. We would expect gasoline to also trade higher today. Natural gas still on a sell signal, no change there. Copper still trading in the channel, no change there. The GLD came back on Monday, so it generated a buy signal on Monday, down slightly on Tuesday, should trade higher on Wednesday morning. No joy for palladium or platinum. Silver is trading higher this morning. It's currently trading above $87, so we may end the day on a new buy signal for silver. Looking at the Magnificent Seven, and no need to go through all the stocks, but we had the Nasdaq pull back yesterday, 0.46, so just under 0.5%, and a little less for the Magnificent Seven, still trading lower, having an inside day. Looking at the Magnificent Seven ETF. Now, Nvidia, which generated a buy signal on Monday, had a small pullback on Tuesday, having an inside day. Tesla traded up to the upper channel line on Tuesday, so we could see a buy signal on Wednesday. And then Shopify's in the news this morning. It is gapping higher in the pre-market, and so it will probably end the day back on a buy signal. It is up about 8% in the pre-market this morning. Yesterday it was up 7.41%. Now, looking at the Canadian stock market trends, we had the iShares for the TSX 60 and the Vanguard Canada ETF both trade higher yesterday, with Shopify and gold and crude oil all trading higher this morning. We would expect the TSX to make new all-time highs on Wednesday. Now, small caps are back on a buy signal, no momentum there. No joy for the Venture Exchange, having a very quiet day on Tuesday. Then energy stocks pulled back just by a penny yesterday. We expect them to move higher today. The financials moved up yesterday on the back of higher bank stocks, and they're certainly helping leading them to lead the market higher at this time. And then gold stocks are back on a buy signal as of Tuesday's close. And then no joy for the tech sector yet, but that could change on Wednesday with Shopify leading those stocks higher. Let's finish off today's presentation taking a look at the U.S. market, and there's the Dow making a new all-time high on Tuesday. We had a small pullback in the S&P 500, while the equal-weighted S&P 500 ended the day up over 1/3%, making a new all-time high. Now, the Nasdaq pulled back yesterday 0.46%, while the equal-weighted Nasdaq was down a little more than that, so no change in trend for either of those. Unlike the next generation Nasdaq, which is back on a buy signal, then pulled back a little over 0.5% on Tuesday. Now, the Russell 2000 is back on a buy signal. We've got small caps trading up to our next price target and stalling, and we may be able to push through that price target today. And then micro caps back on a buy signal here, pulling back on Tuesday. Then looking at semiconductors, they did something similar as well. No change there. Looking at financials, down just under 0.75%. We had a small pullback in bank stocks, down 0.86%, so less than 1% there. We had the regional banks down a little over 1%. No change for insurance stocks, which had a big down day on Monday. And we came back a little with an inside day on Tuesday. And then there's the broker dealers trading down to the previous low from last week. So we were down over 3% on the day. Now, what worked? Well, we had a big update for real estate and home builders on Tuesday. So those were some of the big winners from Tuesday's trading action. Okay, folks, that is all for this morning's presentation. Looks like we may see a little buying at the open on Wednesday morning, but we'll have to see what those job numbers say and how they affect the market before we get to 9:30. Enjoy the rest of your day. Next time you'll hear my voice is on Thursday morning.
Thanks for tuning in until the very end of today's stock market timing educational video. If you found the content valuable, don't forget to express your support by hitting the like button, leave a comment, sharing with your friends, and subscribing to our channel for more insightful updates. Remember, in the world of stocks, timing is crucial, and following the trend can be your greatest ally. If you would like more information on how we can help you better time the stock market, please visit theuptrend.com.